Hi everyone, my name is Mathieu. In this video I'll go a bit further than just making a lithophane. So making lithophanes is cool, but it takes a lot of time. So this Charizard Pokemon card took about 8 hours by making silicone molds and casting them in fast cast polyurethane. Even with colors, you're able to make multiple castings a day. So I was able to make 6 in one day. Doing it like in a slow pace. So the other advantage is that you can use multiple colors, like here blue and yellow. By doing so, you're creating like effects you cannot do with regular 3D printers. So for doing this, I went on lithophanemaker.com, link will be in the description, and it creates an STL from a picture. So if you don't know lithophanes are letting light through, and the thicker areas will be more dark than the thinner sections of your print. So if you want to stay up to date of all my projects, I post daily on Instagram, and so you can follow the upcoming projects as well. So for the 3D printing part, there are a lot of videos about making lithophane, so I would suggest you to check these videos. Most important thing is to have like a thin layer line. This was 0.2 and slow speed, and have your part being in the y-axis, so directed in the y-axis. On the top right you see a video of me making the print bed in a previous video. So it's a carbon fiber print bed. So here I'm proving that you can create like good adhesion on that plate with this lithophane. If you want to see that video, it will be in the top right or in the description down below. If you like this video so far, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what Pokemon cards I should do in the next tutorial or in the next video, so I'll make multiple of these cards in the future. So to continue with the tutorial, so I didn't adjust the STL file, but I want to have like a flat back on the back just to be able to cast it in silicone. So I'll fill the back of that frame by using some polyurethane resin. So it's now called P2 from Xencast. This was some old fast cast that I had from Easy Composites. These are really old cans, so it's from 2016. I'm still able to use them. So if stored well, you can use your resin for a longer time. But make sure you store them well and don't let moisture get into these cans. So close them as fast as possible. So you mix the two components one on one. I think Xencast P2 is white now, so this is more like a custard or like a creamy color, but it cures quite rapidly, so you have to be very fast. The advantage is that you can proceed with your project in a faster way. So I'm able to sand the back flat again after about 30 minutes and proceed with the rest of the tutorial. So here I remove the tape. So I wanted to have some tape on the front to avoid having some resin drips over the picture, so the good side of this. And then I proceed by making the mold box. So this is 3D printed as well. You can do this with melamine as well, but I found out that it's very easy to print in a fast way and just let the printers do their work while I'll do other things. So then I'm preparing everything with a heat gun, so you have to seal it very well. So sometimes silicone might seem thick, like viscous, but it will seep under everything. So it's good to have a good seal to avoid having problems later on. So I first tack weld the 4 corners and then add a line of hot glue all around to seal the part. So now I'm just gluing the frame onto the bottom by using the same fast cast polyurethane. After that cured, we can proceed with the rest, so being the silicone mold being made. So I'm using a clear low viscosity silicone here. It has a shore of A15, so this is a very flexible silicone. If you look online, you'll find different types of silicones, so conditional cure or additional cure, translucent or not, and different shores. So good to know is that the higher the shore, so A60 for example, will be like a more stiffer silicone than this A15. So I degassed it, poured it onto the parts, but then it's important, if you really want to have some good results, is to use a degassing chamber again after you pour it. So here you can see bubbles still rising up, mostly the bubbles like being trapped in between like the little lines that were 3D printed. So after this, you can remove it from the degassing chamber and just leave it to cure overnight. So mostly I prefer to do it for about 24 hours before demolding, just to make sure that the silicone is fully cured. Use a double cup system, like I've showed previously in this video, to make sure that all the silicone resin is nicely mixed, so you don't have like sticky spots onto your print. So here we have it. So now we're able to do some casting. So this took a while, but now we can proceed to making parts like every 15 minutes. So here you can see we have a negative of the Charizard Pokemon cards. Once again, if you want to see other Pokemon cards being lithophaned and casted, let me know which one you would like. I'm thinking of doing like Blastoise and Venusaur as well, being the blue one and the green one. So here I'm just creating a new ball box. What I always like to do after making a silicone mold is like remaking a master out of polyurethane. So this will be a first test as well. So mostly I just pour the first layer, degas it. It's not that important for the rest of the layers, but I just want to have like a nice surface finish. So after proceeding with the first and second layer, this was the third layer. Make sure not to cast too much polyurethane in one go, because it has a high exothermal reaction, so you only have about 2 minutes to mix it. The more you mix, the faster it will go. So now for the first part, we will color the polyurethane with some orange pigment, creating like that Charizard's red-orange card. So after pouring it, it only takes about 15 minutes for it to cure, and then you can proceed to the demolding. Just like to make sure, so polyurethane is not transparent, it's more like translucent, and it has a creamy color in this way. The P2 is white now, if I'm correct, but it's important to know if you want to make a red card, use enough of pigment, otherwise you'll be left with a pink card, like white and red being pink together. Can be a nice result as well, but if you're hoping for red, make sure you fill it well with enough of tinting resin or coloring. So here I'm just removing the flashing with a knife. If you want to have like nice and crisp edges, it's better to sand it. So here's like the first test. As you can see, we have a good lithophane, good details. The silicone reproduced like everything that was on the 3D print. If you even have scratches on your 3D print, these will be visible as well on all your other prints. Another cool thing you can do is cast in multiple colors. This is blue and yellow, not for particular reasons. And then you can see that you can pour it in a way you cannot do with 3D printers. Here you can also do it with epoxy resin. So I'm using Glasscast 50. So this is the casting range of epoxy resins from Easy Composites. You can see I've mixed more than I needed, but this will be for another project as well. That will follow on this YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see that. So I'm just adding some neon pigments. So these are some strong translucent pigments to create like a translucent Pokemon cards in like a dark orange fiery color. So this is about it for this video. So you can see you can make multiple castings in one day instead of having to wait 8 hours for every print, and you can do multiple colors. So if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.